I know it's July, but I'm still living on the day Game 5 of the NBA Finals happened. Sorry. And we're back, making another video. Had some shorts, when breaking news happens, I'll typically do those, but now we had to get another video out, kind of looking deeper into the Nuggets offseason so far. They've made some moves, they've had some draft picks, so we'll dive deeper into that and my thoughts on them and where the team is right now on paper as we move closer to the start of next season. So without further ado, let's get into it. So some big moves, obviously, with some key departures. We'll break down the first one. Bruce Brown is gone. He is going to the Indiana Pacers on a 2-year, $45 million deal. Honestly, not surprising that this happened because Bruce Brown was a key piece and he was a hot commodity on the market, and the money he was going to command, the Nuggets could not pay him what he ultimately got from the Pacers. I think he's getting about $22.5 million per year with that deal. The Nuggets could only offer around $8 million per year if they wanted to re-sign him. So Bruce went and got his bag, no surprise, but now you're left with a key piece. The versatility of Bruce Brown and what he was able to do, that's now gone. So now with Bruce gone, what do you do? I think we got part of the answer right after that happened because Reggie Jackson re-signed with the Nuggets. Now he was a guy that was on the Nuggets bench but hardly played in the postseason. So now he comes back for a full offseason and another full year with this team. I think he's going to play a much bigger role because when he was bought out by the Clippers and came to the Nuggets, that's not a whole lot of time to really acclimate yourself with the team, get the system down. So now he'll have a full offseason to do so, get settled in, and really feel good about where he's at and find his role on this team because he could still play. There's no question about that. But in this case, he's going to have a big role because he's going to take those minutes from Bruce Brown and be able to be the backup point guard to Jamal Murray. Now the question is, will he be the kind of piece Bruce Brown was? Probably not, because Bruce Brown was a key two-way defensive and offensive player for the Nuggets last year. Now, Reggie can facilitate the ball, he can provide some offensive punch, but I think defensively will be the question mark. We'll see how he fits. I don't think he's going to be terrible defensively, but certainly not the player that Bruce Brown was. So you got part of the answer there. As far as other moves, not a whole lot went down. Jeff Green left. He went to the Houston Rockets. He was coming off the bench, played some big minutes during the postseason, had some clutch key moments, a veteran guy moving on, which makes sense. I mean, when you look at the Nuggets roster, you have some young guys that are able to fight for rotational positions next year, and I'm referring to Peyton Watson, who had some flashes when he got his minutes at the end of the regular season. So it's going to be interesting to see how he improves in year 2. And I think the Nuggets are really hoping that he steps up into that role that Jeff Green had. But otherwise, they signed Justin Holiday as a veteran small forward to a reasonable contract to fill sort of that veteran presence coming off the bench anyway, even if, Peyton Watson doesn't take that next step. But I think they're hoping they do so. Other than that, they re-signed DeAndre Jordan, the backup center, was part of the culture, part of the championship, should be a key piece as far as the veteran presence in that locker room and keeping guys composed, and obviously playing some big minutes in the regular season to stave off some Jokic minutes. So not a lot of moves on the free agent market, but the Nuggets did make some moves on draft night. They drafted 3 players, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit because I think that's the key for longevity for the Nuggets. If they continue to bring in young talent to replace some of the veteran guys and develop them and really keep this culture going through the young talent along with their stars, I think that's going to be the key moving forward for this team, and that's why they went after some draft picks to be able to do that. The Nuggets' first pick was Julian Strawther from Gonzaga, and I really like this pick because I think he has the chance to be similar to Christian Braun in the sense that he's had some big moments in NCAA play, before, so he's not afraid of the big moment. He had the big shot against UCLA in March Madness, so he's not afraid of the moment. I'm just going to be curious to see how his game translates from college to the NBA. He was there 3 years, so he's kind of an older kid. He's not going to be coming in like 18, 19 years old. He's got a little more polished experience under him, so I think if he's able to translate well into the NBA, I think he's got a chance to be a rotational player right away like Christian Braun was, and it could be another key piece if the Nuggets want to repeat. And that is where the conversation goes to. Can the Nuggets repeat? The big question probably a lot of Nuggets fans are going to be asking as we get closer to next year. Here are my thoughts right now. It's July. A lot can change between July and October, and then the All-Star break, and then obviously when the playoffs start in 2024. But if the Nuggets stay healthy like they did last year, they maintain the psyche they have, the mentality, the culture, and their big guns step up when they need to, they're certainly going to be the favorites in the West. You know, obviously you have Phoenix, who's putting together that big three. We'll see how they come together. Obviously the Lakers are maintaining what they had last year that got them to the Western Conference Finals. It's going to be interesting to see how they perform in a full year together, And then obviously you have some interesting teams like the New Orleans Pelicans, the Memphis Grizzlies, and the Sacramento Kings that could be dark horses if things break their way to get to the conference finals. So we'll see about it. It's going to be interesting, but right now on paper the Nuggets are the favorites in my opinion to come out of the West next year. But only time will tell. We'll see. But I believe in my team. Anyway, that's another video wrapped up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Gonna keep cranking out the content. Look for an Avs offseason evaluation video coming up soon. Gonna talk about the Mariners too. They're an interesting team as well. Really want to break it down since I'm only 2 hours away from Seattle right now. Really want to break them down. Alright, make sure to subscribe down below to follow all of my shorts and when videos come out. Appreciate you all. Take care.